On the morning of Saturday, March 12, 2022, 18-year-old Naomi Irion waited inside her car in the Fernley Walmart parking lot just before 5:30 a.m., as she often did before her job shuttle arrived. Between 5:09 and 5:23 a.m., Naomi was active on social media, her digital footprint documenting the moments before a chilling event. At precisely 5:24 a.m., surveillance footage captured the haunting sight of a man approaching Naomi's vehicle. As the minutes ticked by, the tall figure wearing a gray hoodie and a face mask paced ominously in the lot. In a chilling turn of events captured on unreleased footage, the suspect approached Naomi's car and, through unknown means, coerced her to move into the passenger seat. With an eerie calmness, the car departed from the parking lot just before dawn, and investigators raced against time to identify the mystery man. When they finally did, they were unprepared for the truth behind Naomi's sudden disappearance. Who was this mysterious man, and what sinister role did he play in Naomi's fate? Join us as we unravel the unsettling mysteries surrounding Naomi's disappearance. Brought to you by Tainted Tales. Naomi Irion's upbringing was marked by a life of global exploration, following her father Hervé Irion's career as a foreign expat for the U.S. State Department. The family traversed continents, calling France, Russia, Germany, and South Africa home before she eventually returned to the United States. During their time in South Africa, Naomi attended the American International School of Johannesburg, where she completed her education in 2021. Despite the constant movement, Naomi cherished her time abroad, gaining invaluable experiences and perspectives.
Hi. Are you bullying Teddy? Are you bullying Teddy? He's so little. My guy, he's so little. Look at him. You can't bully him. No. No. You can't bully the baby. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. No. Anyways, end of story. I have a 100-pound pit bull sitting on my lap and this thing licking my arm for some reason. And he's eating his own ass.
Naomi Irion's zest for life was reflected in her love for music, as she skillfully played the ukulele, guitar, and lent her voice to songs as a singer. Her vibrant personality was evident in her wardrobe, adorned with rainbow-colored clothing, from socks to jackets and bags. Known for her infectious laughter, unwavering kindness, and uplifting positivity, Naomi was a beacon of light within her friendship circles. Her 18th birthday on July 25, 2021, marked another milestone in her journey, celebrated with the same joy and exuberance that defined her spirit. But her life would take a harrowing turn barely a year later. After relocating to the U.S. and securing a job, Naomi settled into a daily routine, which often began with her arrival at the Fernley Walmart parking lot around 5 a.m. Each morning, she would spend about 10 to 15 minutes scrolling through her phone before catching the bus to work, usually between 5:15 and 5:20 a.m.
And so she would typically show up at the Walmart parking lot here in Fernley at about 5 in the morning. The bus picked up around 5:15, between 5:15 and 5:20, I believe. She would sit there for 10, 15 minutes, whatever it was. And she would just scroll on her phone for a little while. And as far as I know, at that point, she went to work.
However, on the morning of March 13, 2022, Casey, Naomi's concerned brother, made a distressing call to the Lyon County Sheriff's Office. He revealed that Naomi, his 18-year-old sister, hadn't returned home since heading to work the previous day. Despite numerous attempts to contact her, Casey couldn't reach Naomi, and there had been no activity on her bank account.
Rather than that happening, the deputy calls me 2 hours later. He calls me at about 11:30 at night. And I tell him what's going on, and he's like, listen, I'm not going to put out a missing persons report on this. 18-year-olds, she's 18, she can do what she wants. You don't have really any evidence to show that anything happened, blah, blah, blah.
Initially, Casey's missing person report didn't receive immediate attention, given Naomi's status as an adult and the lack of strong evidence. However, after 52 agonizing hours passed without any word from Naomi, the police finally sprang into action, recognizing the urgency of the situation. Starting with the video her older brother, Casey, found at Walmart, law enforcement carefully examined the surveillance footage multiple times. Using triangulation and recreation methods, they determined that the person getting into the car with Naomi stood between 6 and 6'3" inches tall. The suspect was identified as wearing blue jeans, a white hooded sweatshirt, and a face mask.
Law enforcement have acquired the complete surveillance footage that shows the abduction taking place. But as of the making of this video, they have only released a few clips of the suspect walking and pacing around the parking lot.
Unfortunately, since the suspect stood on the other side of the camera, his face and other details remained obscured. Naomi's phone number was run through the police database, but there were no location pings as it had been turned off. With only one hazy CCTV video footage and an unidentified suspect, investigators began by conducting a thorough background check into Naomi's life. While they observed no apparent suspicious behavior, a significant discovery was made during the review of footage from a gas station where Naomi had stopped to purchase snacks on her way to work. Casey, Naomi's brother, assisted by sharing everything he knew about Naomi and their family. Investigators dispatched officers to map out Naomi's regular work route. They meticulously examined surveillance recordings from various stores along the route, hoping to identify any peculiar incidents. In the footage, Naomi was seen wearing a gray sweater, a blue Panasonic t-shirt, and gray joggers. Officers took a screenshot of Naomi from the store and submitted it to the investigators. This picture potentially marked the last time she was seen before the kidnapping. The investigators released Naomi's details along with the picture to the media, urging everyone to be on the lookout for the missing 18-year-old. On Tuesday, March 15, 2022, Naomi's car was discovered abandoned in a dirt lot near a paint manufacturing company, just half a mile from where she was kidnapped.
Nobody was in it, and that's it.
All right. Did you see any shoe impressions?
No, so I did walk around it just to look at all angles, make sure nobody was in, like tucked in or anything. But I was driving all over looking for it, and as I was getting off here, I saw it sitting there.
Despite this significant discovery, there was still no sign of Naomi or her abductor. However, hope persisted as the area where Naomi's car was found had several stores equipped with CCTV cameras. Detectives swiftly requested surveillance footage from all nearby businesses and began reviewing hours of footage from the day of Naomi's kidnapping. They made a spine-chilling discovery. Footage from the afternoon following Naomi's abduction showed her car on the road nearby and later parked in the dirt lot at 3:30 p.m., 10 hours after her kidnapping. An unknown suspect emerged from Naomi's car and walked along the road. At 4:12 p.m., a grayish-blue truck drove by and parked close to Naomi's car. The driver exited the truck, approached Naomi's car, and shifted it to another spot in the dirt lot before leaving in the truck. Investigators struggled to identify the unknown driver from the distance. Furthermore, there was no sign of Naomi in the footage, raising concerns that she may have been moved to another location. Investigators released screenshots of the suspect's truck to the media, urging the community to be vigilant. Analysis of the footage suggested the truck might be a Chevrolet model. With little else to go on, investigators visited multiple Chevrolet dealerships in the area. Each dealership identified the vehicle as a 2020 or 2022 Chevrolet High Country 2500 or 3500 model. A list of the same make and model of vehicles in western Nevada initially overwhelmed the investigators, containing hundreds of trucks. However, an analysis team swiftly began eliminating vehicles that didn't match the footage. As the list grew shorter, investigators started verifying where the license plate numbers were registered. One of the addresses that piqued the investigating team's interest appeared run down compared to the others. They questioned how someone from such a residence could afford a $70,000 to $80,000 vehicle. Further investigation revealed that the truck was registered to Troy Driver, A search of Troy Driver's name through police databases revealed a substantial criminal history dating back to 1994, including animal cruelty at age 14, and a 15-year jail sentence for assault, burglary, and armed robbery. He was also a suspect in an assault case in Elko County, Nevada. Additionally, his height aligned with the potential range of the suspect's height in Naomi's kidnapping case. Troy Driver lived with his girlfriend, Zulema, and her children, and worked at a mining company. Examination of his girlfriend's Facebook account uncovered pictures of Troy, including one where he wore brown hiking shoes, similar to those worn by the suspect in the Walmart parking lot footage. With no other leads, investigators strategically stationed patrol officers near Troy Driver's residence to monitor him closely. The next step involved obtaining a warrant to inspect Troy's phone records to determine his whereabouts on the day of Naomi's kidnapping. Surprisingly, Troy possessed 2 phones, one for work and the other personal. An astonishing revelation emerged. The location data from both phones indicated that he had been at home throughout the day, nowhere near Naomi. Undeterred by this setback, the detectives explored a different angle by reviewing the activities on both devices. Upon reviewing the activities on both of Troy Driver's devices, investigators' suspicions were confirmed by concerning evidence. Despite the location data suggesting Troy's presence at home, there was a suspicious absence of any activity on either phone, which was inconsistent with Troy's normal phone usage. While this evidence was circumstantial, the pressure to find Naomi intensified. As focus remained on Troy, another breakthrough emerged from the surveillance footage. The same truck seen near Naomi's car was spotted on the highway and on the opposite side of the Walmart parking lot on the day of Naomi's abduction. The truck owner had been parked in the dirt area of the Walmart parking lot at 4:22 a.m. that morning. However, the most chilling part was yet to come. Not only had they been there before Naomi arrived, but the person could be seen pacing around, as if waiting for something. Almost as if expecting Naomi's arrival, since investigators already knew that this person had left Naomi's car on the afternoon of her abduction. They established a route from that location to Walmart's dirt lot where the individual had parked their truck. Footage showed them walking back to their truck, and to the investigators' horror, when the suspect strolled from Naomi's vehicle to his truck, he inadvertently passed right in front of the CCTV camera. This sight sent shivers down the spines of the entire investigating team. It was Troy Driver. 13 days after Naomi's kidnapping, investigators apprehended Troy Driver.
Troy Driver?
Yes.
You have anything on you that's going to poke, prod, stab me?
I've got a pocket knife in my front left pocket.
Okay, aside from that?
No.
Okay, I'm going to roll you over on your right side, okay?
Yes.
All right, put your knee up this way. Whoever's going up to that building, tell them I'll come up with the warrant here shortly. Okay. Will you take a photo of that and then send that to Ty? Say, let him know one's in custody.
During his arrest, Troy remained calm and tight-lipped. Upon bringing him to the station, officers obtained warrants to search both Troy's residence and his mother's.
For your residence. So who else is inside besides you three and the other little girl?
That's it.
Just the 4 of you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it going, guys? Can we come on in and make sure there's nobody else in here, and then we'll talk to you on the side and we'll get what we have to get going, okay? There's nobody else in the house?
Okay. I answered that.
Yeah. Sir, could you come over here with me?
Yeah.
Rhonda, what do you...
Camera. Do I need to take it off to make you guys not shoot me?
Come over here, please. Come over here, please. We'll secure it real quick while we're talking, if you don't mind.
Just leave it.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, come on, I can't. I've got wrecked shoulders.
As best you can.
That's it.
Ty, you good with him?
Yeah.
I have a CCW.
We know you have a CCW.
Despite thorough searches and seizing his car as evidence, Naomi remained elusive. Troy's girlfriend, Zulema, and her children were brought in for interviews. Yet no sign of Naomi emerged. During interrogations, Troy vehemently proclaimed his innocence and refused to engage with investigators, invoking his right to a lawyer. However, investigators uncovered a significant detail. Troy's absence from his girlfriend's family gathering on the weekend of Naomi's kidnapping. While Troy claimed he was at work, further probing into his whereabouts was necessary. Zulema, when informed about Troy's serious criminal history in California, revealed that he and his mother had downplayed the severity of his past offenses. Hopeful that Zulema could provide crucial information leading to Naomi's whereabouts, investigators pressed on. Yet despite their efforts, they remained clueless about Naomi's location and where to direct their search. It was during this interview with Zulema that even more disturbing revelations surfaced. Some actions that were noted included Troy deleting all surveillance footage within their residence and promptly replacing the tires on the truck.
Okay. So when it was time to do that, who called to ask about the truck tires? Did he call or did you
He
call?
called.
Okay.
He called.
So he called, he told you that he called down here?
He said he called, yeah. And
Were you present when he called or no?
no, I had walked inside because he told me I'm gonna call and see if they have them. Because he wanted to do it right there. It was Friday when we came back from the dentist. It was around 3 something, and he replaced the tires. And that's another thing.
I'm gonna see what date that was.
Friday the
18th. Okay.
Yeah, and he deleted all the videos too of him switching the tire with the spare. All of those are deleted.
As the days stretched into weeks since Naomi's disappearance, investigators found themselves in a desperate race against time, clinging to any shred of information that could lead them to her whereabouts. In a strategic move to stimulate potential witnesses to come forward, the media was briefed about Troy Driver's arrest warrant. Soon after the warrant's release, a flurry of tips flooded in. Among them was a chilling account from a woman who detailed an encounter with a man resembling Troy Driver. She recounted how he had followed her to the same Walmart parking lot a month prior to Naomi's disappearance, describing an unnerving scenario where his car trailed hers after pulling up alongside hers off the highway. Another tip, equally troubling, came from an employee at the Relief Canyon mine, where Troy worked. This co-worker recalled a significant event that occurred a month before Naomi vanished. Troy had arranged for the delivery of heavy equipment, specifically an excavator, to a location about 16 miles away. This delivery address led the investigators to the Buena Vista iron mine. Following the trail left by the excavator, investigators embarked on a meticulous journey, carefully tracing its path. Their perseverance paid off when it led them to an unsettling discovery. A shallow, unmarked grave, raising fears of a grim outcome in Naomi's case. As March 29th dawned, more than 2 weeks had passed since Naomi's abduction. The grave, once hollow and foreboding, was finally exhumed, revealing the devastating truth. Human remains were found within. 2 days later, the medical examiners confirmed what everyone had feared. The remains belonged to Naomi Irion. Initial findings from the autopsy painted a harrowing picture. Naomi had been shot in the back of her head and chest after her body had been callously moved into the shallow grave. Further examination revealed signs of assault, adding to the brutality of her ordeal. As investigators pieced together the puzzle, tire impressions discovered at the scene matched the set of tires on Troy Driver's truck. Tires that had since been replaced. But the shock didn't end there. Numerous witnesses came forward, recalling seeing Troy operating an excavator in the remote vicinity of the mine, all by himself, approximately a month before Naomi's abduction. Adding another layer to the chilling narrative, chat records from Zulema's phone shed light on Troy's sinister intentions. Discussions about the excavator between Troy and Zulema solidified the grim reality. The crime had been meticulously planned, with Troy orchestrating every detail a month in advance. It remained unclear how much Troy had disclosed to Zulema about his plans, beyond the request for the excavator. Whether she was aware of his intentions remained a mystery. Strangely, Troy had no prior connection to Naomi Irion, Instead, it appeared he had meticulously orchestrated his crime, actively seeking out his random victim. Investigators speculated that Troy may have targeted specific individuals, studying their routines to gain insight into their lives. This theory gained traction, especially considering Troy's timely arrival at the scene just moments before Naomi on the morning of her abduction and murder. In the ensuing weeks, detectives worked closely with Zulema to gather evidence against Troy. Despite grappling with shock and the upheaval in her life, Zulema cooperated with the investigation to the best of her ability. In April 2022, Troy Driver faced a slew of charges, including murder, robbery, vehicle burglary, and destruction of evidence. Forensic evidence confirmed Troy's DNA was found on and inside Naomi. As a result, he was additionally charged with assault. Further investigation revealed the chilling extent of Troy's actions. After assaulting and killing Naomi, Troy had burned her clothes, along with some of his own and other pieces of evidence. About 4 months later, Troy managed to sneak a letter out of prison to his ex-girlfriend Zulema and her children, concealed within a deck of cards. In the note, he confessed to all the allegations against him, acknowledging a dark presence within himself. In a haunting turn of events, Troy Driver expressed his desire to end his own life in the letter he smuggled out of prison. Despite being closely monitored, he made 2 unsuccessful attempts. However, on August 6, 2023, Troy Driver made a 3rd attempt and tragically succeeded.
I'm glad he's never going to hurt anybody ever again. I'm glad he's never going to feel any gratification of any kind ever again. I really hope that if there is any other cases that Driver was connected to, whether there was or there wasn't, I do believe that he would have kept doing this. I feel like it's a net good, even though we didn't get that. I don't even want to say satisfaction. It's more like a tiny bit of closure just to hear the gavel come down on guilty. But at the end of the day, it does erode my faith.
While Naomi's family didn't quite attain the justice they longed for, there was a semblance of relief knowing that Troy Driver would never inflict harm upon anyone ever again. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on future video releases. If this video kept you engaged, you're in for a treat with the one on your screen. Click for more and we'll continue the fun in the next case.